So there's another plant that I want to share with you today, and that plant is stinging nettle. I let it grow here and there in my garden. I don't let it get out of hand because my kids like to frolic around the gardens quite a bit too. But I don't mind that too much because there's another plant that's really special that will help to get rid of that stinging sensation if you do touch stinging nettle. Here's what it looks like, and this is growing in my raised beds quite a bit this year. I've been using it as I go, leaving it as I want to, but here's what it looks like right here. It's got those oval, pointed, and serrated edges on its leaves, but you can see the stingers on the stem, they're on the leaves. If you touch it with your hands or to your skin, when it's just raw like that, it feels almost, I compare it to if you get insulation in your skin. It feels terrible, right? So there's another plant that will help with that, and that plant is called plantain. And I also allow that to grow all over the place in my garden. So it's right here, growing here. I have some that literally they get so big they look like hostas. So we're gonna pick some of this, a couple of these leaves. And before I get too far, I want to tell you more about stinging nettle. It's high in antioxidants, it's anti-inflammatory. It has antihistamine properties, so it's great if you have a runny nose or a cold. And you can also cook them, if you've ever made kale chips, you can cook them just like kale chips. When we either dehydrate or dry the plant, or if we cook the plant, those stingers kind of dissolve and disintegrate and they fall off. So they're not going to bother you, and they are edible. But if I happen to be working around in my garden and I just happen to rub my arm on there, and how I can feel all those stingers getting into my skin. What I'm gonna do, let me set you up right there. Okay. What I'm gonna do is take this plantain, ow, and I like to try to get the plantain if it's kind of clean, especially. Then I'll go ahead and just put it in my mouth, chew on it a bit, get those juices flowing. I'm gonna put that on there. You can see my arm is, I don't know if you can see that, but my arm is getting a little bit red from those stingers. Why would you just put yourself through that pain, Kimberly? Because the pain's already going away. The juices from the plantain help to draw out that pain from the stingers. Okay, so I'll just hold that on there for a few minutes, and that's gonna go away because it's not that big of a deal. It's nice to have plantain around. I have some that look like hostas, they're so big. And that's because if I do run into it in the garden, I want to have plantain around. Other things I might run into in the garden, bees. If I get stung by a bee, plantain's going to help with that. My kids, if they get, well, and myself, but if we get mosquito bites, put this on your mosquito bite and it's going to help with that as well. My kids will get mosquito bites. I'll put plantain on it, and I'll ask them later, hey, how's that mosquito bite? Oh, it doesn't itch at all. Okay, so it works really, really fantastic. So keep this stuff around. You don't need to have it growing absolutely everywhere because it really is just everywhere on its own. But keep this plantain in mind.